All right, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are being offered a second chance at a new perspective. That's how they're saying it. You are being offered a second chance at a new perspective. And they're talking about turning your defense into offense. But so much so that your offense is you moving differently. Your offense is you listening to your soul more, so you don't put yourself in situations and surrounding your energy with people that cause you to be defensive. I know that sounds weird. It's not like escaping your triggers. It's like learning your lesson and choosing to do different. Because there's a form of self-love there. There's a form of knowing your worth. And there's a form of elevating your frequency and where you hold yourself and what you hold yourself to. That is highly important. And there's a little bit of fear that I feel like a lot of people are facing right now. And it's not only the fear of change, but it's their own fear. And a large part of the collective, I feel like, really is battling this tower right now. But this tower is it's more of a new perspective. It's a revelation. It's a aha. It's like the next level. And they're talking about they're offering you a new chance, second chance at a new perspective. And it's just something about this fear of, there's just something about this fear of being almost like hurt. This fear of almost coming off and letting someone get a little too close is the way that I want to say it. Letting someone kind of be in your inner circle. And I'm going to be real honest. We're never hurt by anybody who's not in our inner circle. Because chances are if they're not in our inner circle, they don't mean anything. And chances are what they say, think, feel, or project on you doesn't hit you the same way. The reason that things hurt is because you've let them past your walls, let them past your guard. And some people in the collective have been doing that with the wrong kind of people. And I just mean the people who are not fostering your greatest, highest good, who are not pushing you, who are not, rising and growing with you, who are not out for what's best for them is best for us kind of a mentality. And it's just one of those notions that you have to let people in, but some people have closed off that side to themselves and kind of kept everybody at an arm's length because I don't get hurt this way. But what you're realizing is that you also don't receive that way. You also have been distancing yourself and your energy from everything that could help you grow, could help you feel loved, could help you have community and a place to vent and to land. And there's just like this hitting the surface and diving no deeper. And there's just something about this tower and this offering of a new perspective. And I feel like for this subsection of the collective, and it is a subsection of the collective, you're being offered a chance to do something different. And the different is scary, but it doesn't mean the different's not worth it. And there's just something about this idea of you can't not go forward. You can't not let people in. And what you've been doing in the past hasn't been working, quite frankly, is what they're saying. Like, what you've been doing hasn't been working. You're at a new level and you no longer need to move your present off of your past. And they're saying that you were hurt in the past and that's okay because you had to be hurt in order to get here. And that's the way they're saying it. You had to be hurt in order to get here. You not going through that experience, and they're calling it an experience. And I'm going to just be, like my human is interjecting and saying, we're not talking about abuse. We're not talking about outward, outrageous acts. We're just talking about the day-to-day heartache. We're just talking about the sadness, the little ups and downs of natural life. We're not talking about the grotesque and, extremes of things. While those do happen, that's not what they're talking about. But they are saying that in that hesitation, in that fear to let somebody in again, for fear that it could disrupt the inner circle, for fear that it could hurt you, you're also stopping all the good from coming in as well. You're not allowing yourself to receive fully the things that you're asking to receive. So this is your chance. This is your second chance at receiving things just a little bit differently. There's a second chance to offering yourself up and receiving things just a little bit differently. That changes everything. And it just seems like this is that bout of clarity, that this is that moment of forward moving passion that I want to say spins your wheel again. You have, I want to call somebody at a crossroads, at a precipice, at a fork in the road. And there's just something about this too, even though it's pentacles, it just really feels to me like you're fighting the need to be defensive with this 7. Like you're fighting the need to be defensive and almost hesitant, and you're stopping yourself from moving forward. Like you're stopping yourself from moving forward on your journey, from forward on your bridge, from forward in your life experience. You came here to experience things. You came here to be a soul in a vessel and experience life. Some of those experiences aren't happy, and that's okay, but they're necessary when it comes to your growth and your healing and your everything else and your assertion of self and your worth. And they're just talking about this is the chance to change your perspective and ultimately the course in which you head. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're being called to open yourself up and stop closing yourself off. You're being called to open yourself up and stop closing yourself off. You were hurt, and that's part of this 3 of Swords, but you alchemized it, and that's part of this High Priestess. You alchemized it, and you've moved past it. Slow and steadily, we got the Knight of Pentacles out here, slow and steadily you move past it. But now isn't the time for defensiveness. Now is the time for openness, and look around. If you can't be open with the people around you, you're in the wrong group of people. And they're just talking about how right now, as much as you're asking for good things to come in, as much as you're asking for blessings and everything else to, they're saying like wash up on shore. It's hitting like message in a bottle, but like wash up on shore, like fall in your lap. You're blockading against the things that are already coming your way. So some of the walls need to come down. Some of the walls need to come down. And good's allowed to happen. Some of the walls need to come down, and good is allowed to happen. There's a massive shift going on in the collective right now, and a lot of people are receiving karma, and that can be good, bad, and everything else. And a lot of people are reaching a precipice growth point for themselves in their journey so far, and they're being shooken up to be rocketed forward. This is one of those times. Bye, B.